Free sprint favourite here on the number 72 Mooney VR46 Ducati. All kinds of talk as well about what Decima factory bike in Prima Pramac Racing. It's lights out and we are go here in the Tissot sprint in Silverstone. And although Bezzecchi drops out of him coming through the Abbey corner, Bezzecchi then in third place. Miller attacking hard on the inside of Bezzecchi on this first lap, and he retakes the lead, the Australian. Top gear down the Wellington Straight, heading towards Brooklands End. Miller it is that takes the lead from Marco Bezzecchi.
And he's now trying to go around the outside of Luffield and take a Gustav Fernandez, who hangs on to
position 20 seconds. He's already picked up a couple of spots in the first 2 seconds.
the sprint.
2 for the prize to Wellington Stowe then. Martin leads dead last again. Miller pounces immediately back through on Martin.
To whiz by in a flash. Miller now lead, doing a fine job in fifth, but look at the Aprilia's coming through.
He's a 2-time Silverstone winner, including last year, as he went on to capture the Moto2 World Championship, but he's coming under pressure. He now tries to hunt down Miller once again.
I'd love to know what's going on with the world. Marc Marquez, Paul Espargaro has gone past him. Bagnaia and Marc Marquez in a back
Humphrey in the mixed conditions, the half-half conditions, full dry or full wet. Now picks up Martin in the high-speed blind entry to Kopp's corner. This by Alex Marquez. Quickly in a couple of corners he threw on Martin and Bezzecchi.
That leads you offline all the way through this sequence of bends, even make it to Stowe corner.
Quattararo still last, a hump on the brakes on the inside of Miller into Stowe corner, so the Gresini Ducati man now will try and stretch that tricky braking zone into Vale. That's where Bezzecchi get the big crash right into Silverstone. Alex Marquez leads, fastest lap of the sprint for him so far, a 2:11.1.
Rick Vinales, who's trying to take fifth place, but trying to take fourth from Jorge Martin, but the Aprilia to lap with these leaders. It is a leading group of 7 doing his little best to try and bring himself on terms with this leading pack.
Yeah, Luca Marini's gone backwards once again. He started 6th this afternoon as Martin gets in a little bit hot. Assisted by the factory Yamaha team, he's on the market and looks like he's got a Ducati seat locked and loaded for next season.
5 or 6 places by the time he even arrived at that point.
Yeah, it was a hard move, but you have to say it was effectively rattled the world champion, hasn't it? There he is then, at the moment, pre-sprint 7th, the top 9 score points. Bagnaia circulating in 12th.
He's Bezzecchi, having made that move on Jack Miller, he's now leading the chasing group, but he's not. Jack Miller, the only other rider in the grid who's in the 210s at
midget outside of those 210s, a 2:11.06. He's here for Aprilia and for Yamaha. He's got a real nasty whack on his left leg. He's actually walking around
on that last lap for Paul Espargaro, who dropped back to 13th place. As well as Espargaro now, he dropped back to 15th position. He did a 2:13.9. That was 3.5 seconds slower than his brother at the front.
7.56, which was 2.3 seconds slower than your sprint leader. That's his back. A retaliatory move at Stowe on his great pal Alex Espargaro, but he's
of course so good the longer these rain affected races go on.
They attacked into the high speed first corner, and that was Abbey, but Miller struck
another twist in the tail. Yeah, Alex Marquez will certainly hope not with that 6th.
Well on course for his best sprint of 2023. His previous best run was a 5th place right in the opening. Grant was Oliveira picking him up going into Stowe corner. What's happened on the exit here?
To see what's behind him, that tells you the mindset that Marc Marquez is in this sprint. He doesn't want to get
Alex Marquez at the moment in a league of his own. On that lap 4, he was the only man to get himself a so sprint, but Marquez looking comfortable with an 8.5, 10, 7 seconds at this stage. How often do we see 3 where he falls his way through to take a stunning 2nd place, eventually behind Marco Bezzecchi, Martin and Zarco? All kind of talk at the moment. Another factory Aprilia now. He had nothing in response to Maverick Vinales' charge.
2nd, but Johan Zarco on the previous lap was around 3/4 of a second quicker than Martin, and you only expect him to get quick.
He dipped back into the 2:13s, did Bagnaia on the factory Ducati, and to the point scoring Binder in 9. It's just not going to happen, is it? Bagnaia is a good 4 seconds, giving up potentially the fight for the win here, or maybe for 2nd place. But he has got nearly 1.5 seconds to claw back on Bezzecchi, of course, so if he does remain
and just put a clean lap together here, because the onslaught is coming from Johan Zarco, now down to less than 4/10.
We've seen this, as we mentioned a few times, haven't we, from Johan Zarco. He can get more out of the bike in these conditions, which is, I mean, basically things alongside the Australian. He's got the inside line now. This is where he picks up pace. He did, yeah, he runs Miller out to the...
Than him, because we saw when Zarco overtook Martin, he was included the overtake on Jack Miller, who's also lost the place to Jorge Martin.
Through the loop on this lap 8 of 10. Just out of your picture are the top 2 men. He's not giving this one up without a big fight, is he? He took nearly 3/10 of a second back on
So Jack Miller back into 6th place, so he's regrouping.
A team that he knows very, very well. He raced for Pramac Ducati, didn't he, for a couple of E10s back on Bezzecchi. And he's got a pretty comfortable buffer back up to 1 point. Having qualified in 4th place and given his wet weather prowess in
Just of any point, he's 19 seconds away from the leader after 8.
great champions over the last decade or so, are suffering so much in this TSO sprint. Marquez at the moment, we're on lap
Champion Joan Mir running in 18th. The multiple world champion Ken is doing a fine job here, isn't he? Just managing it. Bezzecchi's keeping the pressure on.
One more thing on what you were just saying is Franco Morbidelli is the first champion. Fabio, it's one other thing I'd like to throw in there.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Simon. Last lap then underway here is the time he eats up on the Gazine Ducati ahead of him. These boys are on the first half of this Silverstone lap throughout the sprint. Let's just check the gap then now as they click.
Time to try and make a move, but he's going to have 2 opportunities from here if he can get close into Vale, because the finish line is right on the exit of Club.
Stairs throughout the sprint has had the upper hand on second. They're down the hanger straight. Marco Bezzecchi hanging 3. It looks like he might just be running out of time here. Alex Marquez, a masterclass from Alex Marquez. He wins second place, and second place in the Wilson, the lead singer of the Kaiser Chiefs.
Yeah,
Wave there as well,
the final lap.
in the background. Maverick Vignale in charge through the pack was rewarded with 4th place. Alexis Spargo 5th, Martin 6th, Miller world champion leader Pecco Bagnaia 14th, Marc Marquez 18th, Fabio Quartararo 21st. Marquez, his first sprint win of the season. He ended Q2
And just managed the gap to Marco Bezzecchi. Bezzecchi threw everything at him.
Stowe corner, but Marco Bezzecchi, who's picked himself up from a couple of fast crashes. It's back-to-back sprint podium for him from pole position, leading Ducati camp, because once he hit the front in a pretty frenetic and fast early laps, Marc Marquez finished in 18th place. He did get through on Ralph Fernandez, 2:13s in that TSO sprint. It was a 10-lap sprint.
Good all again tomorrow. He'll have to start from the back of the field again, although at least the good news for him is that it's light, because he didn't seem to have the confidence. He did get a poor start. He was then beaten up a little bit of points were beyond him. He decided to bring it home. But the McNay full Grand Prix podium, we now see him take his first sprint win.
Vignales, because he's hobbling around the paddock on crutches, as you mentioned right now, after his in the first practice yesterday morning. The fans are on their feet. Massive respect to the British fans, because they've had to really brave it out and tough it out in some cases. Michele Massini congratulates his man. He's had a tough game.
I was a little bit slipping in the first corners, but later on I said, okay, I need to overtake, I need to push, because I was feeling
The breakaway from the field, it wasn't easy. He made it look easy. That Ducati GP12
To do so from 8th on the grid once again. Marco Bezzecchi, silver, but a big day in Bezzecchi now, reclaiming 9 points once again in the championship. And he's had podiums this year, but he is now a sprint winner.